Alright, today we're going to do a half-inch, 4-inch splice, a 4-inch eye splice on a half-inch maxi jacket blue rope, 12-strand rope. Alright, first thing, we're going to take the rope cutters and cut all the bad end off. Came off the reel. This is all the bad rope we can't use. Good rope, and those are called rope cutters. Come in very handy cutting rope. All right. We'll need a splicing feed, half-inch splicing feed, and scissors and a marker and some kind of measuring device. But first step, you got to cut the tube shrink for the label. If you're going to put a label on your rope. Cut that one a little bit shorter. These are our labels. Yeah. Before you start your splice, put your tube shrink on there. What that does, you heat it with a heat gun, and it shrinks up, kind of like the same stuff they use, that electricians use for wires, the insulator stuff. All right, first step, you got to measure. Take your feed, measure one short length of the feed. That measures your first two marks. That's for your that's for your taper. Measure the first two picks. All right. Then you start from the bitter end. That's the bitter end, and you measure two and one short feed lengths. And that measures your first dot for your eye. We just put one dot, and then from that dot you measure 4 inches, or you measure out of 4-inch eye. So take whatever measure. I got a tape measure, so what I do is measure out about 10 inches, and then fold it, and then measure it to see if I fold it in half to see if I got 4 inches. As you measure from the inside to the dot, that should give you 4 inches. And then go on to the other side, and you put another dot where that, so that the dots are straight across from one another. All right, now that done. Back to where we marked our first 2 picks for our taper. We're going to count down 1, 2, 3, 4, and put another mark here, and then count from this one 1, 2, 3, 4, and put another mark there. So you want 4 picks in between each mark. 1, 2, 3, or you want 3 picks in between each mark, but you want them 4 picks apart. Then the next mark will be, you'll count 5. You'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put a mark. And then you'll want 4 in between that one. So what it does, you go 2, 2, 1, and then the next one will be 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, and you go all the way down to the bitter end until you can't make any more marks. So I'm gonna do that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, put a mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, put a mark. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, put a mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, put a mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, put a mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, put a mark. And I can't put any more marks, so it should look like this. 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, and that's it. Alright. So now we're going to cut the first 5 marks, first 5 picks that I marked. These two, and that, that one. And you can use scissors, but we use this. It's a little cutter that we use, makes it faster. Stick it in there, cut it. And this is a 6,000 foot rope that I'm gonna be reeling today. It gets a splice on both ends, and it gets 2 labels, 1 on each end. So I'm gonna pull them 5 strands out. Grab my trash can. Pulled that one out. It's hard to pull 2 out at a time, so you might as well just pull 1 out at a time. Trust me, I've tried. It's very hard to do. That's my last one. Alright, it should look about like that. You'll have 7 strands down here and 12 up here. That's your taper. That's the taper you're going to bury inside the rope. Alright, since the tape's loose now, what I do is I cut it at an angle. I got my angle, I tape that back up so it'll fit inside my fid. You want it pretty tight. Some rope that you can splice, you can stick it right down in there and it'll stay, but polyester rope doesn't really work that good. You have to cut it a little bit. Cut a little angle down there. You just get it until it'll slide in there real good. You want it to slide in there real tight. Something like that. And then you want to tape that to hold it in place. I use a lot of tape. Make sure you ain't got any weak spots. Like right here. And that's what it looks like. Alright, now it's time to do the splice. Alright, you find your last dot. You mark for the eye, the second dot you mark for the eye, which would be right there. First dot, second dot. You're gonna go in the second dot. What I do is bend this. You wanna go straight through the middle of the rope. 6 strands on each side. Make sure you got 6 strands on each side. Pull this straight through all the way to the second dot, or the first dot. You want it down at the crotch, about right there. That dot in there. Bring it down to the crotch. What I usually do is stick my hand in there, which is 3 inches, and you should have about 1 inch left. And that's your eye. Alright, now that you got your eye, and you gotta keep that rope straight. You want it straight all the way through. Don't get it twisted. Alright, then what you do now is you go 3 picks down on each side and then go straight back through with the fid. Count down 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you go straight through. And you also want 6 strands on each side of the fid. And then pull the fid straight through. Make sure you keep it straight. And that creates the first brummel. If you got any loose spots like that, just pull on it, and it'll tighten it up. It should look like that. Alright, same thing again. You count 3 picks down on each side. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now we'll go in right here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and put the fid in right there and go straight down the rope. Instead of coming out the other side, you go just bring the fid straight down inside the middle of the rope. Make sure you got your rope straight. Okay, 1, 2, see, I lost count here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright, just making sure. If you have to open it up, just squeeze it. Just squeeze it like that. And just go down the middle. Like that right there. the whole feed down in there. Be careful not to catch any strands, but the way I do it is kind of milk it up. Like that. And what I'm doing is burying the taper here where we cut it. I'm burying it all the way up to that first brummel. Sometimes it will get stuck and you'll have to play with it. Hold on a second. When it gets stuck like that, you have to just find where it's stuck and then milk it back up. Alright, and when you get it all in there, tighten it up. Alright, so you're gonna bring the feed when you get it all buried, bring the feed out the side of the rope like that, and pull the feed out of the side of the rope. Be careful not to break your tape. Pull all the way till you see the last where you cut your first dots. Sometimes it will be tight. Alright. Hold on a second. My first two dots are way up there, so I'm gonna have to cut them way up here. Alright. Now, I'm gonna take my tape off, cut my last two dots. Since I measured from the tape, I'm gonna cut my at the tape. Alright, then I'll cut my last two dots. Here's one of them. And where's my other one? Right here. What this does is tapers the end. I missed the dot here. That tapers out the lines. I'll cut a little bit off of this one. It tapers them out so you don't have a big knot or a big, lump inside your splice. Now, when you're done doing that, you just milk it back down until all the lines are inside the rope. Make sure you don't have any loose picks anywhere. Make sure everything's even, straight. And the splice should look something like that. Blue's not the best color for cameras, I don't think, but I think red and yellow does better on the camera. Alright, so now next step would be to whip it. We take our whipping twine, pull off some slack. And we go find our lowest Brummel. It's right there. We go 3 picks down from your lowest Brummel, which would be 1, 2, 3, and that's where you'll start your whip. The way I started with a 10-inch loop, give or take a few inches. And I'll start my like that. Take my tag in and put it in there. Let me get this straight out. Let me get this straightened out here. Alright. Now, just twist it around. Twist it around the rope. Wrap it around as tight as you can. You're gonna wrap it about the width of your thumb. Don't have to be exactly the width of your thumb, but close. Trying to make sure all the wraps are straight. Some people do this with two ply, which means 2 pieces of twine at one time. I don't do that. I think this way makes it tighter and straighter without any lumps and crooked marks. If I had to guess, this would be about 20-something wraps. It's easier than it looks. The whole splice seems like a lot of steps, but it's a lot easier than it looks. It didn't take me about a week to learn it enough to where they let me splice by myself here at work. Run the machine. Not only do I splice, I reel the rope after I splice it, and then wrap it up with shrink wrap and cable guard, and ship it out. That's good. There, that's good enough. So what I do now is go ahead and cut it. Not like that. Leave myself a little slack so I can pull it through. So, I've wrapped it around. I'll make sure everything's straight. That's what you'll have your loop, and then on this side, and then you'll have a little tag in on this side, and then your slack, you put it through your loop. Well, I can get it through my loop. Put it through the loop, pull it all the way through, take this in, and pull down. If it bunches up, just pull on that end, and just keep pulling until you get it into the middle of the whip. You want it to look something like that. You get it down there in the middle. Take this end, wrap it around your fingers. This end, wrap it around your fingers, and pull tight. You'll feel it lock. That means it tied a knot in the middle right there, where you can't see it. And just for extra measure, pull it again. You should all the way around. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be tight. Alright, now you'll take your scissors, cut your tag ends off. Throw them away. Unless you got enough to do your stitch with, which I didn't. Roll my slack back up. Then I'll cut off me about 1.5 foot to do my stitch with. From my needle. Get my stitch needle. I've already got twine tangled up in it. Alright. Take your twine, put the eye of your needle, get it in the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has, you don't want it, you want it pretty close. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a stitch, 4 stitches from bottom to top. And I'll show you how to do that. Alright, first you take the needle, start where your tag end was, and go straight through the rope, all the way to the other side. Come out at the very bottom of the whip on the other side. Pull it all the way through. You'll have that. Hold your tag in. Alright, pull it tight. And then when you go back through, you're going to go back through straight again, but you're going to go in between the twine. In between the loop there. Go straight all the way through to the other side of the whip. Look at that company.
Well,
Huh?
you get ready set up?
Yeah.
I just come back in.
Oh, yeah?
Now I got there talking to Jimmy.
Okay.
They can't say nothing. I'll tell them that's my lunch break.
Yeah.
I don't take no lunch break. I can talk.
Alright.
Alright, I'm going to work.
Okie doke. Sorry about that. Former co-workers. Alright, now I went straight through. I got my first stitch. Alright, now this time I'm going to go back through the loop again, but I'm going to go at an angle and come out right here on this side. So I'll go through the thread, go at like a 45-degree angle, and come out right there. So instead of going straight, I went at an angle. you go straight, you're gonna come right back out where you started. You don't want that. Now this time, since I went at an angle, now I'm gonna go back through. I'm gonna go up and go back through straight again. All right, and this will create my last stitch. Well, actually, it creates my third stitch, and then when I come back down, that'll create my last stitch. And on my last stitch, I'll come back and go at an angle, at a 45-degree angle, and come out right there where I started. So instead of going straight back through, you go at another angle and come out right there where I started at. So that way you can cut all the ends off in one cut. Alright, should look like that. All the way around. 4 stitches. And that just holds the whip. The whip holds the splice and the stitches hold the whip. They both work together to hold everything in place. So you'll cut that off. And you'll melt that, but don't melt the rope. Just melt that where you cut it, the twine. It melts pretty easy. But don't melt the rope. You don't want any bad spots in the rope, so it should melt and look about like that right there. It melts right into the pick there. All right, splice is done. Now, time to heat the label. Now do the label. The heat gun. First, you melt on your black shrink, tube shrink. You don't want to melt the rope, just the tube shrink. Cut that off, and take one of your labels. What I always do is go ahead and cut them down the size. Take your first label. That label goes on the other end of the rope after I'm done reeling. I'll show you how I reel it as soon as Well, I'll probably have to do that in another video. Just put the words straight up. This will be part 1. I'll make a part 2 to show you how I reel it. Alright, now take your clear tube